Let's talk about those two cherries. Okay. Um, I have this photograph of the cherry, and this is a painting. So I have steps. I'll give it to you, but this is I'm not going to talk about the steps. I'm going to talk about the the shadow, the reflection, the highlights, all that. So that means when you're doing it, when you're painting it, you need to have a purpose to doing that. Like you know what you are doing. Are you doing a reflection? Are you doing a highlight? Are you doing a shadow? Are you doing a casting shadow? All that. Okay. Excuse me. So not just copy like, oh, here's dark, I'm putting in the dark, here that's light, I'm going to put light. Okay. So first we are going to notice this is a sphere, right? It's round, both are round. So when you're doing round things, you can see, right, like from dark gradually to light. Can you see that? Okay, that's basically what we do, like with lots of the rendering to from dark to light. All this is kind of hard. I did several times. I also layered the light on top of each one, because when you doing first is not going to be that light, and then you're doing more, then they become, lighter, lighter. Then the back going to be like rendering with other parts. I blurred it in. So then the cherry. Um, so first we know it's round, right? Round this way, round that way. So you kind of, blending those things like all this, it's not just a black, right? It's a black and going light, black and going light. Um, so I'm going to talk about this. Doesn't have a core shadow uh, because the skin of cherry, the texture is very very shiny. Then the surrounding you can see is very light, so they get lots of reflections on there. So kind of, and also, excuse me, interesting is this light is multiple source of light, right? Because you can see the casting shadow that goes like this way. So it means there's a lights here and there's lights here too, right? You might have lights on the top. So the lights is everywhere. So can't see a core shadow anywhere. But what I start is I start this the dark part. And the dark part didn't go down. The reason is you can tell here light is a reflection of the table. Same thing as this, a reflection of the table, right? So you can see that. That's the edge of the table reflect down there. So that's why it's lighter than that. But the overall thing from dark to light, you can see that, right? So made a turn. Then after that, here is the highlight. That's a highlight too, from a window. You can tell the shape. This two shapes is from window. This probably from other sort of light source. Then here's the two casting shadow. This is a casting shadow of this cherry. That cherry is a casting shadow of this cherry. Because the texture is so shiny, they reflects. Actually, it's not a casting shadow. I'm sorry. I think it's a reflected lights, or not lights, reflect the shape or reflect shadow, whatever, reflect shape, I guess, is from here. But notice those both are different value, this is a little bit darker than that. Yeah, then this is a top, that's the top. And I know it's like lots of detail here, but yeah, you should build up the detail, okay? Like make it like dark first, put a highlight on top. And also be careful of the edges, because some are very, light and blurry. Don't make a very sharp edge, contour line, then they won't turn, okay? So try to blur the edge a little bit. Now I'm going to talk about the stem. The stem is a cylinder, a skinny cylinder. See, that's what I did. There's a kind of like core shadow in the center. Then both side is lighter, because I told you like the lights kind of from both sides, right? This one felt like the lights is more stronger than here, so you can kind of see a dark side and lighter side, right? And then this thing, this is think about, that's just a cylinder, right? It's just a cylinder, so the lights come from both sides, so this part kind of have a core shadow down there. Then the leaves basically, there's like two sides. This gets more lights, that's got more lights, that's a little darker. That's it. Probably need a like little bit small brush to do those, highlights, all the detail, and merge all those color together. Use a brush very lightly. Okay, have fun.